Aquarius. It's going to be an interesting month for you, Aquarius, because you have Pluto in your sign. And so you got this powerful planet of transformation, change. Don't forget it rules power, sex, and other people's money. It has arrived into your sign just a couple weeks ago. It will stay there until September 1st, where then it will retrograde back into your neighbor Capricorn sign until November 19th. So right after our presidential election of 2024, dear Aquarius, you will be having the sign of Pluto or planet of Pluto in your sign until for 20 years, 2043. Wow. That's a lot of years. So there's a lot of power coming for you and there's a lot of change. I know a lot of Aquariuses and I know a lot of them have major life changes going on right now. And a lot of them feel like they're really overdue. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. If it feels like a bad thing, then you really need to take a look at your priorities and what you're doing, Aquarius. Where's your north node in your chart? Are you living up to your Dharma point? Okay. Interesting month for you, Aquarius, because you have Mars, a planet of action, moving into your sign. And Mars is going to be square Uranus. And Uranus is your ruling planet, one of your two ruling planets, because you were originally ruled by Saturn. And then I believe when Aquarius was discovered, that was assigned to you. So that's why Aquarius has like vibes of Saturn, which wants stability, and Aquarius is a fixed sign. They kind of want things the way they want it, but then they're also co-ruled by this unpredictable planet Uranus that brings in fresh ideas and new insights, new downloads, and just the unpredictable. So you may identify on one end of that or the other, Aquarius, or maybe you feel a mix of both. Okay, so this month with the square, right? So Mars in your sign, but Mars will be square Uranus most of the month. So it's like action squaring you most of the month. So you're going to be wanting to take a look at what kind of action you're taking. Is it the right action? You're not going to be able to force action this month, or you're going to have like a headbutt, right? But you want to be ask the universe to show you the action that you need to take this month, okay? Now, Uranus is going to be in the sign of Taurus, along with Jupiter. So that should be interesting. It's going to have a lot to do with finances, and you'll see what changes need to be made, which way you need to go. Just don't push too hard. Now that you'll be trining the Libra full moon, your fellow air sign Libra, you'll be making a nice trine with that full moon and eclipse on the 25th. So I think this is going to be a really positive time for you. And there could be new relationships, there could be new people, there could be new friends, and that's pretty exciting, Aquarius. All right, let's see what we need to know for you this month, Aquarius. We're going to do the chalice spread. We're going to have the cup of satisfaction here, and we're going to see what your cup is full of this month, Aquarius. So working with a couple different decks. I have the Muse Tarot. I have the Green Witch, and I'm working with the Herbal Tarot by Michael Tierra. I remember taking Michael Tierra classes. I remember when you had to like send away for the video and take the class once the video arrived. And I had some Michael Tierra ones learning about herbs. Now, I don't work with this deck a lot because I'm not an herbalist. I'm not an expert on this, but I know a little. And so we'll see as it comes up. All right, so here's your cup. Here's the stem of your cup. And you have the Lovers as the stem of your cup, okay, from the Muse Tarot. Really beautiful card. The Lovers is ruled by Gemini, another fellow air sign to you, Aquarius, because as most people get you confused, Aquarius. They confuse you in general because Aquarius isn't really understood very well in the zodiac because they're unpredictable and they're leaders and they bring in the new. So of course people aren't going to get you. You probably are just getting yourself, all this new energy. So we talked about new friends, new relationships on this Libra full moon. And here's the Lovers card here showing us that there are going to be some relationships, but mostly there's going to be choices. Okay. Now, let's see what your cup here. This is the one side of your cup. You have the 10 of chalices, the 10 of cups. And it's beautiful. It almost looks like the Lovers again. It's a happy family card. There's a lot of joy. There's a lot of relaxation here. Just really embracing the newness, because there's a lot of new energy for you. And remember, Pluto does rule sex. So this could be really improving to your love life. Here's the world, the cosmos. So this is a Capricorn card. It shows something ending. And we have a 10 over here, which also shows like a new state, new cycle coming in. So you may have some closures. You may have some friendships or relationships that are closing out. But the world does indicate that it's done so successfully. Let's see what your cup is full of. Got the Knight of Cups. Your cup is full of the Knight of Cups. To me, the Knight of Cups is a romantic. We have Venus in Pisces a lot of this month. There's a lot of romantic energy here for you. And your herbal card is the Ace of Cups, the Lotus. How cool is that? There's a lot of satisfaction in your reading here. Look at that. Lotus. Lotus, I know, like, lotus is used. I've used lotus root in macrobiotic cooking when I used to do that years ago. And lotus root is really sweet. If you go to an Asian restaurant, sometimes they'll serve lotus root tempura. It's one of my favorites because lotus root is like crunchy and sweet. It's really healing for the lungs. And the lungs in like Chinese medicine have a lot to do with like where we hold grief. And so lotus to me is showing me that this is healing. There's a sweet lotus root tea that you can make that's really good for the lungs. I don't think this is the lotus that grows necessarily up here in New England. I think it's more from down south, more like Georgia area, I believe is where it comes from. Or obviously Asian cultures use it, so they have it there. But I do just love being out on a paddleboard and seeing the varieties of lotus that we have growing here. They're just so beautiful. I think the flower is so beautiful. I love the way the almost like a lily pad-ish kind of greenery just floating on the top of the water. It's beautiful. And you've got a dove there. There's a lot of satisfaction. So when we're talking about a chalice spread, a cup of satisfaction, and then here is the literal cup of satisfaction coming up in your reading. And also the Knight of Cups is bringing it to you. Beautiful month, Aquarius. All right, let's see how you can care for yourself this month. We're using the Self-Care Oracle. Let's see what we have for you. 2 cards here. All right, we've got make a meal. Beautiful, can't go wrong with that. I was just talking about cooking with lotus root. So maybe you look into that. And create art. A lot of you Aquarius are artists. So even if you're not an artist, just have fun. Recently, last Christmas, one of my daughters asked, all she wanted to do for Christmas was paint. She wanted everybody to paint together. And I'm not a painter. I've never been I haven't been able to draw well, or just not something I ever was really given a lot of a chance to do, and then just never really did. So I begrudgingly agreed. And I have to say it was a highlight of Christmas. And I had a lot of fun with it. And I actually still have the painting I did. So just try, just show up, give it a whirl. Worst case, you're awful at it. You could try again. Okay, you've got Mars in Gemini in the 3rd house, which is Gemini's house. So Mars is about taking action. And Gemini is like social, and it rules your local community. And it's kind of like just getting out and about in your community. So to me, this is showing like get involved, show up, visit some friends, visit some local stores, Support your local community. Thanks, Aquarius.